Alright, and I'm here to do what?
Incab air brake general inspection.
Incab air brake general inspection. First, my 6 items. Seatbelt. I want to make sure my seatbelt it's not ripped or torn, and I want to make sure that buckles and unbuckles properly. 2, parking brake, emergency brake knob, they're pulled out. That means that the brakes are on. 3, gear shifter and neutral. Steering wheel, no more than 2 inches of play. Clutch, no more than 2 inches of play when we tap on it. And final, air pressure must be reading below 80 psi. I'm going to turn my key to make sure I'm under 80. My air pressure is reading 90 psi. So what am I going to do to get under 80?
And the brake.
I'm going to fan the brake. Okay, my air pressure now it's reading at 79 psi. We have 2 needles. We have a primary and we have a secondary. I'm going to be reading the primary needle, which is the one on the top. Next, I'm going to do a safe start. Clutch, neutral, reverse, and I'm going to release the clutch. Okay, my next test is going to be the cutout, but I'm also going to do my apply leaking test together. First, the cutout. The cutout is when the governor turns off the air compressor. Over 140 psi, it's not a good test. I'm going to accelerate until the needle stops. Stopped at 121 psi, making this a good test. Why? Because we did not go over 140 psi. Next test. In order to perform my apply leaking test, I'm going to secure my truck. Turn off the truck, leave the key on the on position, and push in my parking and emergency brake knobs in. Okay? Normally when we go to the DMV, our truck is going to be chocked. So it's not going to roll forward or back, okay? So now, my next test is going to be my apply leaking test. My apply leaking test means that I should not lose no more than 4 pounds in 60 seconds. To perform this test, I'm going to step on the service brake for the entire 60 seconds. So, I'll step on the brake. I read the needle. Alright, my needle has stabilized at 91 psi and my 60 seconds to start. You guys want to wait the whole minute? Okay, 60 seconds have passed. The needle still reads at 91 psi. Making this a good test. Why? Because we did not lose no more than 4 pounds of pressure in 60 seconds. We lost 0 pounds. Then we let go of the brakes. Next test is gonna be the
low pressure warning.
The next test is gonna be the low pressure warning device test. The light and alarm are gonna activate in between
75, 55 psi.
75 and 55 psi. To perform this test, I'm gonna fan the brake until I see and hear the alarm. light and alarm, they both turn on at 70 psi, making this a good test. Why? Because it's in between the range of 75 and 55. Next test is my spring brake test. Parking and emergency brake knobs are gonna pop out in between
45 and 20 psi.
45 and 20 psi. I'm gonna fan the brake until they both pop out. My brakes popped out at 40 psi, making this a good test. Why? Because it's in between 45 and 20. Okay, so at this point, we'll let the examiner know. Okay? I'm gonna take out my seatbelt. I'm gonna step off the truck. I'm gonna go pick up my chalk. So we take up our seatbelt, we get off the truck, we pick up our chalk, then we climb back up, we put our seatbelt, and we tell the examiner, okay, now I'm ready to continue with my air brake test. Now I'm gonna do a safe start. Clutch, turn on the truck, and release my clutch slowly. And my next test is gonna be my
brake test.
air recovery. Now my next test is gonna be my max pressure. That means they're gonna raise
Okay.
myself in low gear. First I'm going to test the parking brake. So I'm going to push in the emergency brake. I'm going to release the clutch slowly. Alright, that tugging vibration means the parking brake is working properly. Now I'm going to test my emergency. Pull out the emergency, push in the parking. I'm going to release the clutch slowly. Alright, that tugging vibration means the emergency brake is working properly. Now I'm going to test my trailer. Bring down the trailer, push in the emergency brake knob in. Release the clutch slowly. Okay, that tugging vibration means the trailer brake is working properly. Now I'm going to test my service brake. Step on the service brake, release my trailer brake. For this test, I'm going to move 5 miles per hour without holding the wheel. Let go of the brake, release the clutch. Alright, service brake is working properly. Also, the brakes are well adjusted because the wheel didn't move right or left. Now, I'm going to put myself back to neutral. Neutral, stop my brake, take my service brake off, and release my clutch slowly. This concludes the air brake test. Now, I'm going to do the incab brake. My door, open and closes properly. The window goes up and down properly. The mirrors are clean and they're well adjusted. The windshield, not cracked, broken, or have any Those stickers, the weather seal, not rip or torn, to prevent air or water coming to gas. Wipers, working properly. Windshield washer fluid, working properly. Now I'm going to check my light. Right, left, turn signals, working properly. Emergency light, working properly. My headlight, low beam for city, high beam for country, working properly. Now, my meter exhauster, working properly. Now we have two horns. Air for the country, electric for the city, working properly. Then we have an emergency compartment. It's equipped with 3 triangle reflectors, an extra pack of fuses, a fire extinguisher, fully charged, up to date. Air gauge is reading on the color green and is properly clamped down. Now the gauges. Oil in between 30 and 60 psi. Water below 180 degrees. RPM working properly. Speedometer, once we're in motion, I'll test it. Fuel, enough for the trip. Air pressure to the max. Battery volts in between 12 and 14 volts. This concludes my air brakes and incab general inspection. Alright?
That's
Any
it.
questions?